Dear graduates, Madame Annette Verschuran, aujourd'hui récipiendaire d'un doctorat honorifique, distingués invités, chers collègues, family and friends, bonjour and welcome. My name is Anne-Marie Croteau, and I'm the Dean of the John Molson School of Business, one of the largest and best business schools in the world. Please be seated. We have lots to celebrate. En septembre dernier, l'école de gestion John Molson est devenue la toute première école de gestion au Canada à recevoir la certification parité décernée par l'organisme Gouvernance au féminin. Ce qui veut dire que nos efforts d'équité, de diversité et d'inclusion ont été nationalement reconnus. Several of our academic programs have been on the rise in prestigious international rankings this year. For example, our John Molson MBA program was the only program in Quebec to be ranked among the best in the world by The Economist. And today, we are here to celebrate you, our graduates. The business world has changed tremendously since you have begun your studies. Jobs exist today that did not exist then. Entire industries exist today that did not exist then. And since joining the John Molson School of Business, you too have changed tremendously. And I believe you have learned a lot. You have acquired new knowledge, developed new skills, and lived new experiences. And so yes, the business world has evolved, and so have you. I know that you have a bright future ahead of you. I know that you're ready to make your mark a positive and impactful one. And I know that the entire John Molson School of Business and Concordia community will be proud to watch you succeed. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Félicitations à chacun et à chacune de nos nouveaux diplômés. Et maintenant, would everyone please stand up and join Colleen Bartley, mezzo-soprano, in the singing of O Canada. Merci.
Please be seated. Bonjour. Je suis très heureux de célébrer avec vous aujourd'hui les réalisations des finissantes et finissants de notre école de gestion, John Molson. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that this ceremony and that both campuses of Concordia University are located on unceded Indigenous lands. The Kanien'kehá:ka Nation is recognized as the custodians of the lands and waters on which we gather today. Jojogé, ou Montréal, est historiquement connu comme un lieu de rassemblement pour de nombreuses Premières Nations et aujourd'hui une population autochtone diversifiée ainsi que d'autres peuples y résident. We respect the continued connections with the past, present, and future in our ongoing relationships with Indigenous and other peoples within the Montreal community. Now you may be asking yourself, why are we beginning a convocation ceremony with a territorial acknowledgement? The short answer is that many universities have crafted similar acknowledgements to begin important events, and they do so as a response to the calls to action of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The Commission was an inquiry into the tragic history of the residential schools program, which has been described as a cultural genocide perpetuated against Indigenous peoples. 2 weeks ago, the New Yorker writer Adam Gopnik gave a talk at Concordia. He had been on a speaking tour of Canada. En tant que Montréalais vivant à New York, il a été frappé de voir à quel point les reconnaissances territoriales se sont enracinées dans la culture de l'université canadienne. And he asked a difficult question. In their repetition, do these acknowledgements risk becoming just another instance of Canadian piety? In other words, do we really feel the meaning of these words, or are they just a new part of our rituals? So let me try to answer Adam's question with another question for all of you. Did you ask yourself why today's ceremony began with a bagpiper? Why we sang O Canada, or why we're displaying flags signifying the territories of Montreal, Quebec, and Canada? Comme vous, je ressens une immense fierté à l'égard de notre ville, du Québec et du Canada. Nous avons beaucoup de chance de vivre ici. And as a publicly funded institution, we're extremely grateful for the support of all 3 levels of government. But does that explain why we take some ceremonial trappings for granted and others not? Let me try another angle. You may be surprised to hear this, but let me assure you, I don't dress like this every day. Neither do my colleagues on the stage, and neither do you, the graduates. Nous aborderons cette tenue aujourd'hui parce que nous prenons part à une version d'une cérémonie européenne dont les origines remontent à des centaines d'années. Elle célèbre l'institutionnalisation du savoir universitaire comme fondement de la société civile. Le modèle universitaire européen a été franchisé et aujourd'hui, tel des succursales, plus de 20 000 universités exist partout le monde. You won't be surprised to hear that I believe deeply in the societal value of universities. Our research and teaching play a vital role in tackling the world's grand challenges, and universities prepare next generations of informed citizens to make a positive difference in society. But at the time of their origin, universities were gated communities. Some still are. They devalued or marginalized other forms of knowledge. So by giving a territorial acknowledgement here today, we're also confronting the colonial origins of higher education in Canada. And in this way, the acknowledgement serves as a reminder of the unconscious biases that all of us betray. I'd like to believe that when you chose to pursue your education at Concordia, at the John Molson School of Business, you hoped that in some way it would transform you. J'espère que vos professeurs et vos pairs vous ont poussé à envisager le monde autrement, avec un esprit plus critique. But I also hope that you discovered that just as there are limits to what each of us knows, universities also don't have a monopoly on knowledge. Knowledge comes in different forms from many places. In the case of Concordia, it comes from the diversity of peoples alluded to in the Territorial acknowledgement. In fact, few universities, although Cape Breton University, for which Annette is the chancellor, is one, can claim to be as diverse as we are. More than 20% of our students come from outside Canada, from more than 150 countries. That's not counting Indigenous nations, I should add. Plus de 20% de nos étudiants et étudiantes ont le français comme langue maternelle et plus de 30% ont une langue maternelle autre que le français ou l'anglais. Ce sont de telles particularités qui contribuent à faire de Concordia un lieu si propice à l'innovation. Diversity forces people to find new ways to communicate and express themselves. To do that, you have to learn to think differently, to learn across boundaries, and that's an important lesson because in the 21st century, knowledge is a team sport. Those of you who've had the opportunity to compete on teams in the countless case competitions for which John Molson is known already realize that. Case competitions are a hallmark of success at the John Molson School of Business. But I want to briefly touch on another John Molson hallmark. Last week, the ranking agency, Corporate Knights, placed John Molson's MBA program 24th in the world in its Better World Sustainability rankings. To put this in context, there are something like 16,000 MBA programs in the world. But that ranking also reminds me of the part of the Territorial acknowledgement that talks about the Kanien'kehá:ka Nation as the custodians of the lands and waters on which we gather today. I believe in this era of global warming that we all have a responsibility to be custodians of the environment. 2 weeks ago, through our Concordia University Foundation, we became the first university in Canada to target a goal of 100% sustainable investments by 2025. It's a decision that's consistent with a pattern of actions taken by the Foundation since 2014, and it's aligned with the Foundation's previous embrace of the UN principles of sustainable investment. At the same time, the Foundation also committed to double the level of its impact investments, investments that pay a social as well as a financial dividend, consistent with the principle of ESG, environment, social, and governance-driven investment decisions. In other words, the commitment is to decisions that make both good financial and good social sense. So now, as we think about these decisions, let me ask you another question. What will you do with the knowledge and skills you gained here at Concordia? We're living through a moment in human history when misinformation, disinformation, and outright contempt for expertise are pervasive. My hope is that each of you will leave here determined to take those falsehoods on, that you will leave here optimistic that you can make a positive difference at a time when there are too many naysayers, cynics, hucksters, and voices of discouragement hogging social media and the public commons. I'll close my remarks with one last reference to the Territorial acknowledgement. Let's be frank, the acknowledgement is a reminder of a place and time we never knew. Pour une université, une nouvelle génération comme Concordia, il s'agit d'un rappel que notre présence a toujours été précédée par celle d'autres peuples. Et ce rappel est nécessaire, car l'oubli est souvent beaucoup facile que le souvenir. So if you remember only one thing from today, may it be that you'll always be our best ambassadors. As you go on to do great things, take with you the immense pride everyone in this hall today has in you. Go out and lead your life proudly. Do it in a way that makes it impossible for the world to forget that you were here, that Concordia is a part of why and how you do what you do. Thank you. Thank you for having chosen Concordia, and may I wish you all the best of success. Congratulations.
Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, it is my honor to present to you Ms. Annette Verschuren, visionary business leader. Ms. Verschuren grew up on a dairy farm in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. When her father was incapacitated by a heart attack at a young age of 42, she and her 4 siblings took up his responsibilities. She credits this difficult turn of events with instilling in her the assertiveness and fortitude that served her so well in her career. Those personal qualities were on full display when she helped first Michael's Craft Stores, then Home Depot, expand rapidly across Canada. Home Depot's meteoric rise led its U.S. headquarters to appoint her to lead the company's expansion into China. Grâce à son sens des affaires et à son expérience en entrepreneuriat, Madame Verschuren est très sollicitée à titre de conseillère auprès de grandes sociétés, de centres d'innovation et de gouvernement. Mais elle poursuit également ses activités sur le terrain en tant que chef d'entreprise. Since 2012, she has led NR Store Inc., which installs, maintains, and operates the latest in large-scale battery technology. By partnering with remote Indigenous communities to deliver clean energy microgrids that reduce dependence on diesel fuel, NR Store combines 3 qualities that Concordians value: sustainability, entrepreneurship, and social responsibility. Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, on behalf of Senate and the Board of Governors, it is my privilege and honor to present to you Ms. Annette Verschuren so that you may confer upon her the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
I'd like to invite Dr. Verschuren to make her convocation remarks.
What a thrill it is to be here. Good afternoon. Bonjour tout le monde. Je suis très honorée. I'm so excited to receive this honorary doctorate from this great university. I can't tell you how privileged I am to be in front of all of you. Mr. President, Vice Chancellor, honored platform guests, most importantly, the class of 2019, the John Molson School of Business, and all your family and friends. To be here today, to be part of this wonderful opportunity means everything to me. The Vice Chancellor talked about the changes of this new world. I started working in very male-dominated businesses 43 years ago. I started in a coal mining company, and then subsequently have worked in many organizations, but the change that I'm seeing over the last number of years has been so exciting. And the filter system that I've used all of my life were 2. And I learned it at a very young age. Sustainability, whatever you call it, but it is sustaining the earth, sustaining what we take from Mother Nature sustaining what we take from the planet, and diversity. Diversity of thought. I learned along the way that I had a different voice at the table, but I needed more of my voices around that table. And everywhere I worked and I came, I brought other voices to the table. A couple of stories. When I was a little girl, my father had that heart attack, and we were a young family, and we were running the farm, and there was a lot of labor in the farm. And so my father had to find a way to reduce the labor out of the farm. And for those of you who are not farmers, you know that there's a lot of manure on a farm. And we did a lot of shoveling of manure. I would normally say the other word, but I'm not in this context. So my father found a way to reduce the labor of the kids. He found a way to liquefy that manure because he faced a really big problem. He had to give up the farm, or he had to find a way to be innovative and creative and use the resources that he had. So he went to the Farm Loan Board to try to get money for this pit that he had to build in this water system. And he developed a system that would basically liquefy the manure. He'd stir it with a machine, and he'd put it on the land all year round. It increased the productivity of the farm by 25%. It got rid of the fertilizer, it got rid of the escalating machine that would carry all this manure full of straw. And I discovered, when I was 12 years old, that efficiency and productivity often came through using the resources that you have in a different way. And I learned from that. And I have taken that with me all of my life. And so I started my career at home, well, started in the coal mining business, did all kinds of interesting things. And I just saw the importance of inclusiveness. I love the Vice Chancellor's speech today, because we have so much to learn from the Indigenous people. And to the class of 2019, if we started thinking in the longer term, if we started making our decisions without having to get results in a quarter or very short periods of time, we will think differently about how we run our institutions, how we run our governments, how we run our companies. And shareholders are important, but stakeholders today are more important. And you have to give more emphasis to the environment, to the social aspects of life, to the corporate governance area. When I was at Home Depot, I was running a division of the organization in the United States. And I had a lot of gay and lesbian people working for me. And in Canada at the time, for 25 years, we have given benefits, right, to the LGBTQ community, Q community. And so I didn't realize that that was happening in the United States. And so at the time, there weren't any companies that were giving rights to partners of gay and lesbian people. And I just couldn't believe this was happening. And so I went to the president of Home Depot and the vice president of human resources, and I said, I can't believe that in Canada, you know, we take care of these people. They have wonderful contribution to make, and they represented about 20% of the division that I was running. And it was amazing. They did this. And they turned that, we were one of the first companies in the United States to do that. And the reason behind this story is that you have to include everybody. You have to invite everybody at the table to help you make decisions. An inclusive environment with diverse opinions make much better decisions than one group of people that are homogenous. It doesn't work anymore that way. So bring to the table these two things, and it will really, really make a difference. When I left Home Depot, I wanted to do something big. I had one more in me. I was 55 years old, and I really wanted to do something to give back to the planet. I went around the world with my husband, Stan, who's here today, up in the loge up there, and saw water, food, and energy as the three big things that needed resolution, particularly, you know, and I think big application by business. And then so I decided on energy storage. And in 2012, started this company called Store. And we're doing amazing things. But two of the biggest projects that I'm working on, one is a major energy storage development in Ontario with a First Nations group that will be 50% owner of this facility. Because I believe in partnership. And if we truly want to give back to the communities and reconcile with them, we have to become business partners with them. We have to help train and retrain them. We have to help them get benefits of the returns on investment that we make. We have to do all of that and truly treat them equally. Another project that we're working on is in Nunavut, and we are getting a community off diesel generation. And diesel fuel is literally flown into these communities. The pollution is enormous. We have to make this change. But one of the things that, I wrote this book because a lot of people said, Annette, how did you get where you are? You know, how did you do this? And I wrote this book called Bet on Me. And one of the chapters is this, and this is this advice I give to every one of the students. It's called Mediocre Strategy, Great Execution. We wait too long. We want to analyze everything to death, and then it's too late. You learn way more by going at it quickly and fixing it along the way. This is everything in life. Have the courage to go faster on strategy, but make sure the execution of what you do is superb. It's amazing. And that's where you learn. That's where you learn. You fix it, you make it right along the way. The other thing, I put myself in many situations on the line. I got operational experience when no one was going to give it to me. I remember I said to Purdy Crawford, I got a job offer to be vice president of Amasco, which is a big job here in Montreal, years ago. And I said, here's the deal. You let me run something. Women get pigeonholed into positions where they can't operate something. I want an income statement to be responsible for. I want to manage people. And he honored that commitment. And that's how I had a break. I asked for it, I got a break, and I got that operational experience that moved me into Michael's store, moved me into building out the Home Depot from, you know, $650 million in sales to $6 billion over about a 10-year period. And I'll tell you, critically important. So I've always taken risks. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I bat 500, so every good decision I make, I screw up one. And I think that's really important to do. If you don't mess up, screw up, you're never going to get ahead. Remember that. Life isn't perfect, and it's okay to mess up. It's okay to be in conflict. It is okay because you can move ahead, because you got enormous talent, and you're graduating from the best schools in the world, the John Molson Business School here in Concordia. I'm just going to close my comments by, again, thanking the university for this great honor. I love having the opportunity to speak with the students, the graduates. I get you for 7 minutes, and I wish I could tell you everything. But I want to leave you with things that are really important. 2 weeks ago at Cape Breton University, where I'm chancellor, Ovid Mekredi, who was First Nations Grand Chief, I think during 1992, 94, 96, left this message. And he said, can you imagine if if the Europeans that came to North America had two principles that they lived with. One would be, everyone has the human right to belong. And the second principle would be that everybody has the human right to be different. He said to the graduating class, can you imagine how different our society and our countries could be? And so we've got catching up to do with our Indigenous communities. And we have lots to learn from the wealth of knowledge of the immigrants of this country. My parents were immigrants. They came here in 1951. Lucky us that I get to live in the country, this beautiful country, and invite all the great talent to grow and do wonderful things with that great degree that you have. So I wish you all the best. And I'm up here proving to every one of you, I'm an average kid, average farmer's daughter coming from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Little community, 8,000 people. 9,000 people in the John Molson School of Business. Can you imagine? And I did it. And I did it without having to be abusive. I did it without having to be authoritarian. I did it with my integrity, with the respect I have for people, and honesty. And these are things that the business community needs from every one of you. So go out, prosper, do well, and have a wonderful graduation. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Dr. Verschuren, for those wonderful, wonderful remarks. It's truly a privilege for us to have someone of your stature and your accomplishments as part of the Concordia community. And I hope that for the graduating class of the John Molson School of Business 2019, it's difficult to find a better role model, not only for success today, but for a vision of what business leadership should be like for tomorrow. So thank you again. And now, while our graduates prepare to cross the stage, I invite you to enjoy the music of the Concordia Jazz Trio.
I am pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Doctorate in Philosophy from the following program: Business Administration. Hamed Issa. Hauran Zhang. I am pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Master of Magisteriate in Business Administration. Anne Abixir. Mohammed Shafkat Ali. Michael Altork. Abdullah Calafato. Jonathan Claremont. John Correa. Steve Crisafulli. Joanne Nuala. Guillaume Ducharme. Éric Dupuis. Sepide Fazeli. Stylianos Gianelis. Vishank Goel. Leila Hosseini. Gautam Chandra Kar. Ankit Kumar. Jian Maktoum. Megan Ogilvy. Satya Ravindradas. Rohit Rawat. Karina Schmitz. Drumil Shah. Dhruval Shah. Akash Sharma. Nancy Shukla. Jean-Carl Sirois. Ghanshyam Solanke. Vivek Washne. Vikram Vitajiri. Jin Wei Wu. Lifan Wan. Edouard Zogby. I am pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Master of Magisteriate in Science in the following programs: Administration, Management Option, Finance, Management, Marketing. Anna Sherkas. Yinting Dong. Benush Shakeri. Yi Sun. Sinsuan Wang. Sinkai Zhai. Shen Zhain. Han Ji. Yanjun Shen. Sofia Chioviti. Anna Conides. Achille Docania. Olga Plakova. Jessica Tana. Carolina Darosha Melo. Shunxiang Wang. Yushan Li. Nathaniel Mayer Eft. Lei Wang. Shou Wu. I am pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the graduate diploma in the following programs: Business Administration, Chartered Professional Accountancy. Youssef Zugaib. Marie-Ève Caron. David Caprielian. Venari Suk. I am pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the graduate certificate in the following programs: Business Administration, Entrepreneurship, Quantitative Business Studies. Victoria Zizmanov.
I'm pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Baccalaureate in Administration. Tianhui Guo. Roxanne Thiraud. I'm pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Baccalaureate in Commerce from the following departments: Accountancy, Economics, and Finance. Ari Epikian. Ellen Richard Arakaza with distinction. David Atala. Jenna Angela Barufa. Sabrina Basili. Virginie Belliveau. Louis Brabant. Alisa Sarah Bruni with distinction. Joachim Caron. Ibrahim Darwash. Maeve Daudar. Anthony Fabian. Gloria Faciano. Musa Hazalabegi. Christine Hirmer. Yongchun Huang. Roman Isgoriev. Jasmine Kaur. Mei Fong Natalie Koo. Alexia Lashley. Luan Vu Liu. Tommy Lee. Vincent Letarte with distinction. Meng Li. Aubrey Liang. Seman Maraban Rod. Ryan Mercer with distinction. Fiben Mehret. Vu Ngo. Patrick Nguyen. Impesa Nkongo. Alexander Olaski. Amanda Rakuglia with distinction. Cassandra Ruta. Jeremy Rotman. Michael Scallon. Selusui Sitorli. Angelica Sood. Diana Jane Tan. Andy Christopher Tonta. Natalie Trin with distinction. Richard Trong. Claudio Vigano. Ngok Han Vo with distinction. Wu Quan Wang. Scott Ferreira Costa. Lojane Walid Abdul Wahab. Marwa Ahmed with great distinction. Jafar Al-Alawi. Mahad Ali. Aminata Ba. Corinne Badran. Patrick Barbieri. Ilya Believ. Golens Blemir. Yujia Cheng. Lucas de Gastani. Jaden de Pastena with distinction. Anne-Marie Desotero with distinction. Choi Dong. Jamalo Estar. Carl Eric Gedeng. Noah Haas with distinction. Martin Ivanov. Jacinta Zimrati. Matthew LaChapelle. Xiang Li. Yan Li. Sylvester Ertif. Brenda Mejia Gutierrez. Sebastian Mora. Danny Neyman with great distinction. Cesar Steven Nario Vasquez. Billy Nguyen. Zeb Nguyen with distinction. Bogdan Nitu with distinction. Sophia Pirot with distinction. Arishan Ponudurari. Nicolas Proche. Marin Pukov. Julianne Richer. Andrew Rossi. Emmanuel Sarikakis with distinction. Anthony Simeoni. Sajran Sinapu. Takiran Siva Subramaniam. Jason Somasundram. Yu Han Sun with distinction. Emily Tremblay. Feng Ran Wang. Tong Yuan. Xin Yu Zheng. Liu Zhang. Yaquan Zhuang.
I am pleased to continue to introduce to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Baccalaureate in Commerce from the following departments: International Business, Management, Marketing, Supply Chain and Business Technology Management. Shazia Amos. Shelby Bass. Rania Belabas. Laila Farouk. Kanku Fuamba. Miranda Goucher. Seth Hilkus. Fabrice Lessard. Pinachitis Leventakis. Sin Hong Lee. Stephanie Mataj. Magdalene Pitzinski. Valerie Rama Rosen. Justine Susi. Serhis Tour. Vasiliki Vaniotis. Sarah Abu Mathkour. Faria Ahmad. Aya Ajami. Julian Bobod. Cassandra Boivin Pelletier. Alisa Kovon. Mary Linda Gomez. Ioannis Koziris. Bonnie Kwok. Nicolas La Roca. Magdalene Plamondon. Zoe Pritchard. Omar Ramos. Chaman Rivard. Alex Rauch. Vicky Lee Thompson. Irene Serotas. Vasilisa Varechkina. Wade Wilson. Leslie Wu. Sofia Acosta Pizzi with distinction. Kevin Ansems. Christine Bergeron. Aguiles Bumati. Kayla Cabanas. Haley Donegan. Abigail Arana. Kiana Foot. Lucas Fraser. Trevor Gilmore. Connor Graham. Beatrice Gibo. Despina Haropoulos. Timothy Harris. Jasmine Ip. Fabienne Johnson. Hamad Kuder. Sarah Levitt, with distinction. Asaf Gabriel Lorenzo. Tiana McLellan. Celia Mekid. Natasha Miodini. Tiem Kim Nguyen. Kelly Eung Wan. Robin Richard Shaw. Patricia Rabian. Emmanuel Rief. Simone Robillard. Jean-Sébastien Rondo Bonin. Caitlin Rochelle Murray. Abdehar Saleha. Antonio Sarvi. Kieran Sanders. Sarah Chiortino. Isabel Stern. Jiayun Sui. Edom Taye. Maria Elena Zavalas. Alexander Vieira. Jin Yuan Yao. D.E. Jonathan Zarbatani. Yang Zhu. Abubakar Ahmed. Khalid R. Sakran. Arun Bali. Alona Besonova. Rajib Datta. Kevin Dejo Garvez. Sofia Denisuk. Gregory Grant. Karim Haikar. Philippe Amer Yeter. Mohammed Hassanain. Jihan Hilal. Kwang Vin Hyun. Andy Mai. Lea Mescalado. Christopher Ng, with distinction. Lam Son Nguyen. Elmira Osquizade. Samuel Pasquini. Roshan Patel. Tulsi Patel. Andrei Pavlov. George Penny.
Alexei Prosper.
Alexei Prosperin. Hajar Shalabi. Ying Sing Sun. Wintana Tades. Molly Touch. Wei Yan. I am pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the undergraduate certificate in the following program: accountancy. Mina Ibrahim.
Now, I'd like to ask the Provost and Vice President Academic, Dr. Ann Whitelaw, for the conferring of the degrees.
Would all graduates please stand? Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, on behalf of Senate, I present to you the candidates for degrees, diplomas, and certificates in the John Molson School of Business. I certify that these candidates have fulfilled the requirements of these degrees.
By the powers granted in the University Charter, I admit each of you to the appropriate degree, diploma, or certificate as approved by Senate and certified by the Provost. Congratulations, and please be seated.
It is my pleasure to introduce our valedictorian from the John Molson School of Business, Dr. Mustafa Ayubzadeh. Dr. Ayubzadeh completed his PhD dissertation, Leader Development Outcomes of Relational Mentoring for Mentors, under the supervision of Dr. Kathleen Bois in the Department of Management. In his research, Dr. Ayubzadeh explored the impact of mentoring and how it relates to leadership development outcomes. Dr. Ayubzadeh has contributed to dozens of leading national and international academic conferences since 2013 and has presented at the Academy of Management in 2015 and 2017. He published his research outcomes in the Journal of Human Resource Development International this year. Dr. Ayubzadeh epitomizes Concordia's next-generation commitment to teach for tomorrow. He delivered a number of leadership workshops to Concordia graduate students and is also a valued member of the Concordia University Mentoring Program for PhD students. Dr. Ayubzadeh continues to inspire as a postdoctoral fellow at Carleton University in Ottawa. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Ayubzadeh.
Bonjour. President and Vice Chancellor Carr, Vice Chair Martin, Dr. Verschuren, distinguished guests and participants, fellow students, families, and friends. I'm pleased to address you today on behalf of the graduating students. C'est pour moi un honneur de prendre la parole aujourd'hui pour célébrer un grand accomplissement dans nos vies. It was a snowy night when I arrived in Montreal for the first time to pursue my PhD. I was standing in the airport terminal, looking outside and thinking, for the next couple of years, can I survive minus 25 degrees every winter? Yes, as an international student, that's how I started my journey, with so many questions in head and so many challenges ahead. Just to name a few, meeting many deadlines, language barriers, cooking for the first time and realizing that it was not as easy as I thought, and getting homesick. Despite these challenges, my journey came with so many rewards and learning experiences. Recently, I've been asking myself, what were my takeaways from all those experiences and challenges? I learned so many great lessons, but I would like to summarize them for you today in 4 words that start with the letter P: purpose, perspective, practice, and people. First, purpose. We started our journeys with different motives, but what we all had in common was having a goal or a purpose. Goals keep us determined in facing obstacles and remind us why we shouldn't give up. Goals are not only about where we finish, but also about where we start, because they lead us where we want to go in life and help us plan the path ahead of us. Second, perspective or point of view. Henry Ford said, if there is any one secret of success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from their angle as well as yours. Studying at Concordia with its exceptionally diverse population of students gave me the opportunity to study, work, and communicate with people from so many backgrounds. I learned about others through friendships, team projects, class discussions, case competitions, and conference presentations. Expanding my perspectives is something that I'd be always grateful for. Third, practice. Success doesn't happen overnight. It requires taking actions, practice, and progress. I'm sure every one of us failed at some point throughout our studies, but it was practice and determination that kept us going. Whether we are learning a new language, topic, software, or sport, practice and progress keep us determined. As Winston Churchill said, success consists of going from one failure to another without loss of enthusiasm. Finally, people or support system. Despite many achievements, my journey was not quite easy. I lost my mother, my closest friend, when I was away from home. It was difficult, but I had a great support system that helped me to get back on my feet and continue my journey. I would like to thank my PhD supervisor, Dr. Kathleen Bois, the faculty and staff members of the Department of Management, and my fellow students and friends. Although I lost a family member, I was reminded that I had gained a whole new family here. So I have only one last word to share with you. Don't forget to thank all the people who stood by you throughout your journey. Class of 2019, you closed one chapter today, but a new one has just begun. Congratulations on this achievement. Félicitations pour cet accomplissement.
Thank you, Mustafa. Thank you, Dr. Ayubzadeh, for your valedictorian address. I think in addition to your 4 Ps, we can add a 5th for perseverance and a 6th for the passion that you've brought to the study of leadership in your time at Concordia, and for that, we thank you. And now I'd like to invite the Provost, Dr. Whitelaw, for her closing remarks.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci d'être venus en si grand nombre de partager avec nous la joie de nos diplômés. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the terrific success of the class of 2019. Dear graduates, the ceremony is almost over, and I hope it's been an exhilarating marker of the time that you spent at Concordia. Convocation is a rite of passage into what we sincerely hope will be a brilliant future for all of you. But before you step into that bright future, let's take a moment to honor the people who accompanied you on the journey to today. Some of them may be faculty members, mentors, and staff sitting here on stage with me. Some of them may be fellow students sitting in the seats or rows beside you. But graduates, would you please stand up, turn around, and thank all the family members, partners, and friends who have been with you every step of the way to today's destination. To you, the graduates of 2019, I offer one last message, one last one. Concordia is a great university with a promise of an even brighter and greater future ahead of it. And on this day, there is no better measure of our success or our potential than you. We will always be your university, and as alumni of Concordia, you will always be our best ambassadors. Thank you for having chosen our university as the pathway to your future. You honored us with your choice. And now, as this ceremony comes to an end, please allow us to toast your success with a vin d'honneur in the lobby outside. Merci, félicitations, au revoir, à bientôt.